Hey everybody, this is Eric Porter from Sea of Tranquility, and I am bringing you a concert review. And this concert review is a band that I have dabbled with, but I'm kind of new to. So first, I want to say all the fans of this band out there, you're gonna might have to cut me some slack because I'm not sure I'm gonna get everything correct. But I had a boys' trip planned last weekend. I got together with a couple of high school buds and we were looking for just getting together and doing something. And we had booked a trip down to Nashville probably a month or two back. Go out, hit the clubs. We knew there's a lot of live music. We're all big live music fans. Any of you who watch this show know that I go to as many concerts as possible. And one of the things that popped into my head is that even though we'd be in this town, music town, so to speak, let's see what's going on. What is happening in town? And by chance, you saw hopefully last month's premiere of the Let's Jam series that's going to be on SOT going forward. So I have been getting into the jam bands, or at least trying to learn about them, bring that to you guys, the viewers, and something to myself. It's always great to check out new music and new bands. So, as I said, going to Nashville, who happens to be playing there this weekend, but Umphrey's McGee, not one night, but two nights. And they were playing at the historic Ryman Auditorium. I believe that's the place of the original Grand Ole Opry. So, hey, what better to do? Let's check out the show. I got my buddies on board and got three surprises out of it. So, I guess the way I'd want to look at it, it was my first Humphreys McGee show. I've never seen them live. Second, as I said, getting to see a show at the Ryman Auditorium, famous venue. Uh, how can you beat that? And number three, which I'll talk about a little bit later, not sure if this was to my advantage or disadvantage. We were kind of gauging that, but it sounds like from what I got out of it, I thought it was great. What they do, I guess this happens. I don't know if it's every year, but I believe so. This was called Bowl 11, I think. And what the band does is basically it's kind of an interactive, it's not kind of, it's an interactive show with the crowd. I believe when people buy the tickets, they're able to vote online for certain songs they want to hear, covers, and then the band kind of decides what they're going to do with it. So on this particular night, the band was doing three sets of material. And I do want to explain before I go any further that I've been talking with, and Kevin, I apologize if I mispronounce your last name, but Kevin Cassells, he's a viewer here on SOT, big Umphrey's fan, and I believe he's worked with the band or is friends with the band, so he has a lot of contact with them, and I want to thank him for kind of introducing me to all this stuff, talking me through it. When I kind of told him I was going to this show, he was all set on you know, giving me info, sending me tunes. But anyway, the way this works, and there was some interaction actually. There were moments during the show where you could text a number and pick things that they had on the screen. So it was really a very cool thing. But I do want to thank Kevin again for, kind of guiding me along. But it's obviously a special event for the fans. And, kind of being a newbie, there wasn't much for me. I was kind of going in, I don't want to say blind, but I can't, I'm definitely not up on everything. So first of all, I want to talk about the band a little bit. So Humphreys McGee, I believe they're out of Indiana. They've been around a long time, and we've got Brendan Bayless on guitar and vocals, Jake Sininger also on guitar and vocals, Joel Cummings on keyboards and vocals. Here's a good connection to For Fusion Friday if you're fans of that. Chris Myers on drums has also played and was also a member of Kick the Cat, one of our favorites. We've had Chris Siebold, the guitarist for Kick the Cat, on our show. So I've got that fusion connection with these guys now. Ryan Stasik on bass and Andy Farrig on percussion. So you've got a six-piece band up there. If you're not familiar with these guys, I guess they do get lumped into the jam band scene, but I think a lot of the prog fans would really be into them. I mean, you're talking amazing musicianship. Sininger and Bayless are awesome players, really great guitar players. I want to say I want to hear a little more Joel Cummings sometimes. He's surrounded with keys. He's got everything there. Great player. Um, and you do get to hear him a lot, but I'd love to hear a little more of the keyboards at times. And just, some of the connections. one of the things these guys do a lot of is they have other musicians join them. That was part of this weekend as well for the Bowl. They had a bunch of Nashville artists, I believe, that came and sat in with them, and we'll talk about that. But just for even just the prog fans out there, we've had Mike Portnoy, we've had Danny Carey. I believe Adrian Blue has played with them. I'm sure there's countless others. Those are the ones I've seen. And if you want to check these guys out, there's tons of things on YouTube. You can go out and check the clips. They do covers every once in a while, which it looks like they have a blast with, and I think they do a great job with them. But anyway, they cover a lot of ground. I mean, they do fusion. On this particular night, they threw a lot of country in there. They've obviously in the jam band scene, a lot of long solos and instrumental breaks, which I'm all on board for that. And so basically for this night that I saw the first show on Friday night, which I believe was April 5th. And that show consisted of three sets. And again, like I say, and I'm a newbie, so I'll apologize. I believe the first set, well, I remember it was the first set, was one song. And the song is Mantis, which I believe is the album that they put out in 2009. And basically the first set was just them taking that tune and stretching it out to a 50-minute but I'll tell you what, my two buddies who were not familiar with them at all were totally focused on these guys, loved it. And we're talking in between the sets, and even Kevin had expressed a little concern, like, geez, I don't know if this is going to work for these guys, but rest assured, we loved them. So sitting there listening to that, taking it all in, like I said, enjoying that beautiful auditorium. Looks like an old church on the outside, and they had music going on out front before the show. But that Manus was absolutely killer. And like I said, you've got elements of prog, you got elements of country, straight up rock and classic rock. I mean, these guys seem like they can do it all. You're talking about really excellent musicianship. Thought everyone was outstanding. And it was great. You just kind of sit back, enjoy it. Uh, and I think it was probably about a 45, 50-minute set. So they took a little break and then came out for the second set, which was band picks. So that was kind of the theme for the second set. And this is where the guests started coming out. So towards the end of the set, and again, I apologize if I got anything wrong, but I know Grace Bowers jumped up and played with them for Them Changes and Lenny, uh, musician Anders Beck, who played dobro guitar. And some of the other tunes that they did were In the Kitchen, Slacker, and Bridgeless, which are some of their tunes. And, just that's kind of the spirit of the music. If having fun. And that's the other thing. These guys are road dogs. They've been doing it forever. This is not a new band. They've been around a long time. To see them up there just having a blast, it's kind of what it's all about. And playing with these other musicians and interacting with other musicians. And I think even the comment might have been Brendan who said, I think it was Sam Burns, who's a mandolin player. He's like, we just met them 2 hours ago, which is unbelievable. They were just incredible. And to be able to do that and just sound as awesome as they did was absolutely amazing. So again, like I said, they did a bunch of their own tunes. They brought those guys out, played with them, and I believe they had a female singer come out as well, and that might have been the third set. What I said was the Outlaw set. So I think they did some Willie Nelson. I'm just trying to check my notes here. I think they did Whiskey River. They threw some Skinnerd in. I know a little. And I believe it's Jennifer Hartswick, and she works with Trey Anastasio. And they actually did a cover of Dolly Parton's 9 to 5, which kind of out of the blue surprises you, but they're having a blast. It was fun. The audience was totally into it. And that's really all that matters, and they're doing this stuff for their fans. I mean, the fans getting to interact with a band, and I know they had a meet and greet, I think, prior to the show, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. And I think that night they closed with Cripple Creek. So, the thing is having seen that and having it been my first show, I got to honestly say that I really wanted to go Saturday night, and unfortunately was not able to. But I will be seeing them in Lake George, New York, I believe July 12th, the weekend of July 12th, which is a Saturday. They're going to be headlining the Rock the Dock Festival in Lake George, which will feature a number of local bands. I think there might be another national band on that bill, but Umphrey's McGee will be the headliner, and I'm totally psyched to see them. So if the band's watching, I want to let them know that they have three big new fans because my buds loved them. And one of the other things, as we were talking about with the fans, and I feel bad about this because I met three people in the Nashville airport um, coming in or actually leaving Nashville to come home. And I wanted to give them a big thank you. I guess this is a big thing in the Umphreys community. Uh, I actually saw the guy with the hat on, started talking with them, and I we got talking, and I said, "Oh, I'm assuming you were in for the show," and they were telling me where they were from and how excited they were, and one of the funniest things was I told them that it was my first show, and they were thrilled. They were like, "Oh man, they were actually excited for me that it was the first time I saw them." And like I said, I got these two stickers, and Kevin kind of clued me in that there's, within the community, I think these might represent songs. And again, I'm a newbie, so don't give me a hard time on this, but just really cool. And even at the show, fans were friendly, talking with each other before, and that was the thing with the pre-show. I know that those people I met in the airport were, they had posters, I think, that were signed and got to meet the band before the show. So, when you see a band that's been out there that long and you see the excitement and you see them loving what they're doing, I mean, road's tough, right? It can get pretty weary. You can get a little jaded. I didn't see or detect any of that. I just saw a band having fun, getting up and jamming. Let me say Grace Bowers was terrific. Just all around awesome show. So what I would say, fans of this channel, I honestly think this is a band for you. They have everything that the prog bands that we all listen to on Prog Seat and others, just high level musicianship, great playing, extended songs. I don't know that you can ask for anything more. The only thing I could say is I wish I got to go Saturday as well. So again, make sure to check them out. A lot of stuff on YouTube. So, you can kind of go out there and dabble and see, find the stuff you like. They do some prog covers, classic rock covers, just they do a little bit of everything and then obviously plus their own original music. So this is a band I think you should check out. I can't wait to see them again. And I can honestly tell you that any opportunity I have, I will not miss them because it was a really great live experience. So again, Humphreys McGee, Nashville, Tennessee at the Ryman Auditorium, Friday, April 4th, 2025. Make sure to check these guys out. I think you're going to love them. So that's it for me. Hopefully I have some more live stuff coming up soon. We'll see what happens. Summer's coming, shows are going to start popping up, so I'm really looking forward to it. And hope to see you all on Let's Jam. The next episode should be coming out probably close to the end of April sometime, and we will be doing a history of for the next few episodes, and we'll be starting with the 60s and the San Francisco scene. So that's just kind of a little precursor to the show, but I'd appreciate everybody watching, checking it out. And as always, thank you all for your support. And don't forget to visit Sea of Tranquility on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all the damn time. Check out the links below. Ko-Fi, Cameo, merch, and membership stuff is all down there. So check it out, help support the channel. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you on For Fusion Friday in the Prague seat and Let's Jam coming up soon. So thanks again.